and welcome along to the Tier-2 stream at IRC for the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm joined here by Casey66 and Nomo Pro Player helping us with the stream, and Casey commentating with me. I think we'll be joined by Adil Chinoy a bit later on as well. But that's us in the commentary box. Hello to everybody. Hello, Casey.
Hello.
Hello.
So, nice. I think we're ready to get on board with our hot lap to kick things off firstly. Let's go on to the hot lap, then we'll get you to the lobby.
Yep.
And Thrill of Files. Today you're going on board General Pepe with Third World Prophet on commentary across the circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, or one of my favorite tracks on the calendar. As we start the hot lap, sticking to the left hand side of the track, shifting up the gears, trying to get the maximum top speed before you have to brake just before the 50-meter board, braking hard, making sure you carry as much corner speed through 2 and 3. To 2 into 3 as you hug the right hand side of 3 and making sure that you don't switch back to the left until these curbs appear on your left hand side. Braking hard for 4, making sure you're throttling only on the exit so that you don't spin out and hit the wall on your right. Braking very well through 5 because this kind of sets the pace for 6 and 7. Flat out through 6, almost barely noticeable as you go through 7, off camber on the left, switch back to 8. Now the flat out right hander of 9 is a brilliant way to set up an overtaking opportunity into 10, making sure you don't overtake through 9 but through 10 over here on the inside. Quite like China, as you exit out of 10, setting up 11 and 12 off camber. Car has a high chance of spinning out into the gravel over here if you're not judicious with the throttle, but at the same time you've got to be aggressive because that's how you make up those 2 10s, 3 10s. Through 14 and 15, a very popular chicane because the smart drivers with the fresh tires will get the overtake lined up there, and the drivers who've got the weaker tires will have to make sure that they defend aggressively through there. And that's General Pepe showing us exactly how to set a fast hot lap across the Barcelona circuit.
Blistering pace by General Pepe. An absolute legend in the IRC community. One thing I want to say about watching that hot lap is the amount of curbs Pepe was taking, and I think that's one of the keys for this track. Casey, you and I, we are just getting off the back of the Tier-1 race at Barcelona yesterday. Have you had struggle with finding pace, and do you sort of agree that that's one of the keys to finding pace and balance on the track is the amount of curbs you use at entry and exit?
Oh yeah, I agree, yes, because some curbs can gain you time and some curbs are so tricky they could either spin you out and crash you into the wall, or just disbalance the car so much that you don't get a better next corner and the corners after that. As we know, we have like corners following each other, especially the last sector where you
Exactly.
miss that one corner and all the other corners are just gone wrong for you.
Exactly, you've got to carry the momentum
Yep.
all the way up to the final corner, and the final corner is so key because you carry that speed all the way along the straight into turn 1. And no wonder this is the track where Formula 1 has its testing done, because corners feeding into each other, change in elevation, fast corners, slow corners. It's got a mix of everything. It's a great track to drive on. It's a great pressure in this game. I'm not sure how the racing is. A lot of people complain about there not being a lot of areas or room for overtaking and racing, but it's certainly a fantastic track to drive on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. It's a good track to drive on, but yeah, races can be a bit boring, especially real life, since it's like you said, no room for overtaking.
Well, compared, sorry, Profi, go ahead.
Yeah, just a small update. We had some issues with the lobby, so we are making another new lobby. So it will take like 2 minutes. So just blabber along.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Hopefully that doesn't change anything away, as in take anything away in terms of weather from one lobby to another. I've got to say, we're looking forward to change in weather, and we haven't had any of that, sadly, Casey, in Tier-1. We haven't had any races that have been in the wet, have we?
No, I don't think we have had. I hope it's not the next race for us, which is wet.
Monaco, yes, absolutely. It's quite a coincidence that Tier-2 have had so many races that have seen change in weather conditions, from dry to wet and rain and drizzle.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
not sure if they're just cursed with that, and that doesn't happen in Tier 1 at all.
yeah, I don't know why, but I'm sure we'll get rain too someday soon. But not
But like you
Monaco,
said,
please.
the next track, exactly, if it happens at the next track. Yeah,
It's going to be a
quite a bit of a carnage, yeah.
yep.
I heard what you mentioned about Spain being known to be slightly boring in real life. How was the race for you yesterday? I don't think you and I spoke about our race yesterday at Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, for me
Bad
it
memories
was.
to start with?
Sorry, what?
Was
I
it
couldn't-
bad memories to start with?
Oh yeah,
I
it
saw you
was
on the start.
absolutely. My start was really bad, and that's where I lost the race. And there were no safety cars, so unfortunately I couldn't catch up back again to salvage.
Actually, talking about bad starts to races, no more Pro P. You had another one of those too yesterday.
I think he's busy with the lobby setup.
Setting up
For
the
most
lobby.
of my races, it's
Oh, he's back.
Oh, I think we lost him again.
How about
Yeah.
you, BlackSheep? How was your race start yesterday?
Well, I've got to thank you for my race start, which I think I've already done firstly, but thank you once again, because you're the one who invited me straight away back to the lobby after my PC crashed at the end of qualifying. So I was able to join right at the end of the formation lap just in time. But my race start was very uneventful because I was starting from the very last, from the very back. And one glitch I noticed in the game is if you join during formation lap and take control of the car at race start, the game doesn't show you the 5 lights. So there were no lights in my view. So I had no idea when to set off the line. So my reaction of setting on the line is just after seeing everybody moving along, then I decide to move along. So yeah, not a great start for me too.
I have to tell you, these new bugs just keep popping up every week. Like, everybody's experiencing different sort of bugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing I noticed was the AI took control of my car during formation lap, and I would have thought that at least that would build some temperature in the tires. So I set off the line, and first 3 laps my car was absolutely sliding along. Like I would try to brake and just completely miss the corner and overshoot it, and there was nothing. There was no grip whatsoever before I checked the tire temperatures, and it was minus 74 degrees and minus 104 degrees in the tires, the front tires.
I can tell you something, like even our telemetry showed that you did the fastest lap of minus 55
Oh,
seconds
yeah.
for some reason.
As soon as formation lap ended, we saw 55-second fastest lap from BlackSheep.
That was at the
so
race start
weird.
itself, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. But I can't. The tires never get minus 100.
Oh, I think
That's too.
we're
Tires don't
ready
get
to.
minus 100.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, we are reading up. So
Ah, okay,
they-
great.
they
I'll
are
Shall we
switch
move along to the lobby? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you
here
guys
we are.
able to see the game?
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
absolutely amazing. Nice. So,
So we're back at Barcelona after pretty much practice sessions here all week long, and then the race here yesterday, which I guess for all 3 of us wasn't very fantastic.
yeah,
Um,
not very, yeah. Something
But
to
I
forget
hope
about.
Yeah, exactly. But I hope I don't have to say that about the Tier 2 race.
Well, Tier 2 races up till now have been very eventful, so I hope it continues. I'm sure we'll also
very
see a
happy-
safety car today.
I don't want to hope that, as in I don't want to hope anyone takes damage. I hope it's an entertaining race. That's all I'll say. But it's good to see. I just noticed Ninja being in the lobby, racing in Tier 2.
Oh yeah,
So-
he and I think we have another
Tanny.
driver, yes,
Couple of
returning from the
replacements.
last season, Tanny, who's also proved his pace last season. So I don't know if he's had a little bit of break, but I'm expecting him to perform well. I don't know.
Oh, so Tani and Ninja, these are 2 new additions to Tier 2?
No,
Yeah.
they are racing
are
as
they just-
challengers.
Yes.
They're reserves for this race. Okay, I
Yep.
see.
I'll just lower down the audio.
Okay, it seems like it's quite sunny and dry. I'm not sure if we are getting any weather updates, Propi.
Casey,
Normally
can you
do.
just check on the telemetry if it is running?
Yes, I will do that. 1 second.
You can restart it if needed.
Um. Okay. So do I restart the telemetry?
Yeah, just restart it. And meanwhile, what do you guys think about the strat? What do you think people will be going for today?
Well, I think this seems to be quite a regular occurrence here in at a lot of tracks in this game, where it's now quite easy and straightforward to do a medium to hards. We keep coming across a lot of circuits where that's the case, but then every time you have a few drivers throwing in,
Yeah.
the soft.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
it? Is
Casey,
the
can you
telemetry?
go to settings and go to telemetry and just go to settings? I will guide you through it.
Oh, in
Yep.
the game settings.
Yes, in-game settings,
Yep.
telemetry. Just turn on UDP telemetry that is on. Okay, just do UDP send rate to 60 hertz.
Okay.
Yes. On.
Should I restart again?
Yeah, just restart the exe.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, give me one moment. We'll solve that technical difficulty and we'll be
It's
back with you
fine.
guys.
People are still on outlap, so we have a couple of
Yep.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's going in to set up a hot lap straight away. People are
Yeah.
going to be waiting for some
Is it
confirmation.
running now? I hope so.
I still don't think so. Why don't you pause the stream for a bit and we figure it out in a minute and then we get back.
Oh, yep.
I noticed, meanwhile, we have a first retirement already on an outlap. That's Rambo.
Yep, I will keep giving you updates on the game and we'll try fixing it. You can just stop the stream for a second.
Okay, I think we are back. Yeah,
Yes,
I can close this window, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, I guess we are back and let's see who's on a lap.
So
yeah.
one thing is there, we are happy to see Anirudh back in because a couple of minutes back he was having some issues with joining us on time, but he made it. So
Oh, yeah.
always happy to see a racer back in.
Do we have BlackSheep with us?
Not sure, I think he has gone on a break.
I think he
No, I'm
went
here.
for
Sorry,
his.
I didn't realize I was muted. I was just talking to myself, I guess.
Okay,
I was
cool.
talking about Anirudh. Yes, happy to see him. And see him up front. I think he's
Yeah.
going to be fighting definitely for a podium, like he was last time at the Dutch Grand Prix. But I think at this race is going to have some very stiff competition. You've got Tanny, Altair, Ninja is here, and I hope Faizan can have a better race too this time. Charles Leclerc, definitely.
And Ninja, who won that Challenger Series race, I think last week. So we have some
Yeah,
good
certainly.
competition in the top 5 or 6.
You have a new commentator here, fellows. Gryphus will be joining you guys for now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I will sign off.
Welcome, Long Dreyfus.
Welcome, Griffiths.
Hello, welcome all.
What's up? Can we have the tire compounds up, Casey?
Yep.
So, Propi, I know you were asking me about strategy, etc. What about you? Because you went on a slightly alternative strategy yourself yesterday, which sadly did not really work out for you, given your lap 1 incident when you spun off and ended at the back of the field. But tell us a bit more about where you see these guys, because there's a massive diversity of tires here, isn't it? A lot of people on different tires.
So the thing is, you can do a soft to hards, not gonna lie, but yeah, you need insane tire management, which I was going for in yesterday's race to keep the track position, rather than go for better race pace. Because my setup was more geared towards defensive setup, like more straight line speed. So my thing was I will defend my position rather than attack for a position. So I went for a soft hards. Can be done, but you will have like 80% and you cannot touch the curves. Because especially the last corner exit, if
Yep.
you come around, you see that your left tire, if you go on the curb, it wobbles around, feels like it will break off or something. So that is that possess a very high risk of puncture.
Vibrations staying off the curb. The Mercedes
Yes.
issues. Okay. I know I've not seen. I think I did try the softer hards in one of the practice sessions. It didn't work out for me. Definitely not. I'm probably one of the worst people in terms of time management. Yeah, I couldn't make that work. My teammate actually was going for that. He didn't really have a good race either. I think he spun out second lap or third lap.
Yeah, somewhere around that, and I think Kapil was one of the byproducts of that spinning. He also lost his leg there.
Faizan going out a little wide.
Yeah, talking about
Exploring
losing
the
things,
track.
Farzan completely losing his line. And once again, taking a little bit more of that exit curb. You can take that curb, I think you can take a lot of that curb, but you need to have at least a part of your left tires on the track, and the game somehow does not invalidate your lap. Farzan going really, really wide pretty much at every corner.
So we are already 9 minutes into the quali, and more than half the grid, or almost half the grid, have not set a time.
I see a lot of people going, 2, 3, 4 laps around. I think that's what they're trying to do. Rubber in the track, get some track evolution done. This is exactly what I was trying to do yesterday. And when I finally got out on my hot lap, it was only one corner that I managed to make before I crashed.
So it kind of feels like Anirudh will be qualifying on softs because he went on the mediums pretty early in the session. So, and as we all know, there is only just one set of mediums, so expecting him to qualify on softs towards the end, I guess.
Meanwhile,
I think he's going to wait around just to see when start people putting in their actual hot laps to see where he stands and then make the decision of whether he wants to go out back again. Because if he doesn't have too many people on the softs ahead of him, I don't think he'll worry too much about it. Plus, he's not that far off from Shalalek, who's just gotten 116.8, just under a tenth quicker than Anirudh himself.
let's go on board with Altair. He's about to start his lap. So DRS wide open, going on that straight at about 330, 20 kilometers per hour. So this going into the first turn, taking those curbs, not too much, not touching the second curb. For fast right-hander, very, very stressful for the tires. Going on to that green part of the track, spotting the braking point just below that bridge, taking the hard right. You don't want to overdo it. He touches the grass, but he keeps it on track, and you can see that tire touching the grass also cuts the lockup. Going a little wide, but he manages to not invalidate lap.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning about that curve. If you have a part of your tire sticking on the tarmac, it does not invalidate you.
I think he may have lifted a bit to avoid that. If he did, it worked out for him very well. On the 100-meter board, you brake and massive lockup onto that corner, which is quite common. So here we are in the sector 3, very tight corners. It's necessary to be patient than fast, because taking the right corners and the right apexes is how you can gain time. Crossing the line, and does he improve? Yes, he does. Goes 17.3 into the 4th spot. A decent lap, I'd say.
Yeah, he got a purple sector 1, I think, but lost out by going wide at the entry of turn 4, I think, touching the grass. That certainly cost him a few tenths, I think.
Casey, can you get back the game in full screen mode? It's a bit squished on the stream view.
Yes. Let me see what I can do. Okay, so do I...
From windowed full screen, just make it full screen.
Yeah, I think... No, it is full screen, but...
In the game, is it full screen?
Yep, it's full screen.
In this, you go to transform, stretch to screen.
Stretch to screen. Yep, this should work.
Yeah.
Change window and are we? Yeah, this should have worked.
Yes.
I hope
We
so.
are good. Yeah. I will just inform you. You guys can carry on.
Yeah, so far Anirudh, I think he posted a lap on those mediums. So our top three are still currently sitting on the medium tires. Altair is the only person with a lap on the softs that we were on board with. Harry Rocks meanwhile goes P1 provisional pole, and that's a time on the softs. I'm not able to see with that purple color. That's a 16.8, so just about 300s quicker than Charles. That's on the softer compound. I'm guessing then he's trying to go soft hards.
Setting a purple middle sector, Red Devil, and mediums.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed myself. The mediums are actually quite decent in the middle sector. I think the soft tires give you a massive advantage in turn 1, 2, and 3, and obviously all across the final sector. And there you go.
But
Provisional pole
it's
for the Red Devil.
Oh, Ninja Zero has. Did he crash somewhere? No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I can't see him anywhere on the map. I think he may have retired in the pit lane. He hasn't put a lap in though, has he? No, he hasn't.
No.
Do you think he's trying to do a last to first sort of a challenge?
Could be. He could go on the hards and maybe pit on the mediums. That could work out really well. Talking about that.
That's exactly.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that's exactly what I wanted to do yesterday, but I wasn't in the strategy screen because I was at the game
yeah, you joined
at the beginning.
But yeah, talking about strategy, I think mediums to hards or hard to mediums is the most optimal strategy.
Yeah, I mean you can go too aggressive and do soft, medium, but the risk you always take is that you might come out and just sit behind some guys on older mediums who haven't pitted yet, and that might just take away a lot of your time.
I think Red Devil is preparing for another lap on those mediums. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Oh no.
No, he's going back.
Captain
That's the
Cheesecake.
sensible thing to do. Captain Cheesecake with a 116.5, 2/10 quicker than the Red Devil. It's clearly most people here opting to go out and set the laps on the mediums, medium to hard being the preferred strategy.
So if most of the people, yeah,
I was just
I
going to
just
ask you.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead, ask.
I was just going to ask you. You weren't part of the race yesterday, sadly, and I do miss you in Tier 1. But what are your thoughts looking forward to this race?
Yeah. I mean, talking about right now, if most of the drivers go out on medium tires, wouldn't that hurt a lot for those who are on softs? Like, I mean, by the end of session, we might see people. I mean, it's just 2 minutes left, but by the end of it, we might see more drivers on softs. But if in top 10, most of the drivers are starting on mediums, it will really hurt those people who are like those drivers who are starting on softs. Do you think?
Well, it will hurt them if they are still behind them. So Captain Cheesecake is on provisional pole at the moment, so he's got the advantage because he's the quickest of the lot, even quicker than the guys who are out on the soft tires. So we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. If you come along to turn 11, Casey, I think we've got is that a car giving way or? I'm not exactly sure.
Don actually lost it and he has caused the yellow flag.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Grafis, I mean the whole point of getting on softs is to get the track position, and it becomes a little bit pointless if you're not able to get track position and then you're behind people who are starting on the slower tire. So in that sense, yes, it certainly
Going
hurts.
forward, the only thing I will be interested in who are starting on hards, because there are people who are still starting on mediums, and in top 10 we have like what about 3 or 4 drivers on medium tires right now.
Mhm.
And then if we end up with some people starting on hards, it might hurt their strategy as well, because these guys starting in top 10 might take their tires deep into the race. And I mean, yeah, I mean that is one thing to watch out for.
You mean starting on the hards in the top 10?
No. I'm talking about the drivers who will start on hards outside the top 10.
I
They
see.
will be competing with those drivers who are starting on mediums, in top 10. Because both of these drivers are going late into the deep into the race, right? I mean, soft. The people who are starting on soft will pit like very early.
Yep.
But yeah, but the drivers who are sticking on the mediums or hards, they will go deep down into the race. So it's like
Well,
we
the drivers,
have a mix.
the
Yeah.
drivers on the hards are going to have an additional, I think, 8 to 9 laps of clean air. I think the guys in the mediums are going to pit around about 12 or 13 laps. And I think hard tires can be taken to around about 21 to 22 laps.
Yeah, talking about that, we are at the end of qualifying right now. A few of drivers are on the lap. Tanny right now going through the last sector.
Purple sector
Coming
2.
across, yep, purple sector 2 coming across the line, goes second
That
fastest
is
on
a
medium tires. That is amazing.
brilliant lap to put it up in second place.
I think he needed 2 runs for that. His mediums are 2 laps old. I think that's
Who else
slightly
is
gonna
on a
be-
hot lap? Harry Rocks is on a hot lap. Currently P5 entering sector 3 now, going through the set of chicanes, left and right, takes them very well, takes the wider line, and fast entry to the start finish straight. Let's see where he finishes, and he goes P3 for the Ferrari. That is another brilliant lap. Red Devil also coming in P5 now, provisionally. Let's see if he can beat Harry Rocks on soft tires, because that will be a straight head-to-head battle. These guys have had fights earlier this season as well. And goes pole.
Provisional pole for now.
That is the point of the soft tire, guys. Get the track position. He's managed to do that. Thermo now coming across the line, across the final corner. Turns it a little bit too early. Tries to take the shorter route. It doesn't improve, I think. He's down in P7.
I think everybody's
Alright.
done with
I
their
think
lap.
everyone has either crossed the finish line or is in the pits. So we have the final lineup here. Red Devil starting on pole on soft tires. He will have Tanny and Captain Cheesecake right behind him starting on medium tires. Tanny's surprisingly on 2 laps old mediums, but
Yeah, I
okay,
think even
never.
for 2 runs, he's going to have slightly more wear. But I don't think he needs to worry about the mediums can last. The one person I am slightly worried about is Anirudh, because he's had 2 goes on those same set of soft tires, and I wouldn't be
Yep.
surprised if they're already at about 20%.
Yep.
Dag.
So we have till washing powder rounding up the top 10. Then we will have Rebel, Abarpan, Dawn. I mean, a very good qualifying session here. People starting on different tires, because in top 10 we have so many drivers starting on mediums now, and we'll have to see who opts to go for a new fresh sets of hards. Starting outside top 10. Is it better because of the layout of this track and the amount of overtakes you can or cannot do? Is it better to put on a new fresh sets of softs or fresh sets of hards, based on the strategy? What do you think will be a wise choice?
Well, if you're starting on the softs, it's either the soft, medium, or it's soft to hards. If you're able to manage your tires better, so it will be certainly interesting to see, what tire the Red Devil will opt to go on. But he's certainly looking good. I mean, he's got 2 guys behind him on a slightly slower tires, so he doesn't really have anybody else alongside him to compete with him at the start of the race. So I'm sure he'll certainly be looking to create a bit of a gap and run in some clean air. But also, I guess is it the Red Devil and yes, Captain Cheesecake and Tanny on those sets of medium tires. I don't think they can sort of sit back a little bit and just wait until the guys on the softs pit. So that's your order: P1 to P10, separated by about 2 seconds. We had Ninja Zero, I noticed, who left the session. I'm hoping he's back with us, Casey.
He will probably do last to first challenge in this case, or maybe third to last to first challenge, whatever. But I mean, hopefully he's back, and we will see in the race. I'm talking about the track again, right? We have like a few corners, like some action points here, because usually in real life also, Spain is not that much of an overtaking circuit. People, I mean, fans don't really like it. It's a good testing ground, good testing track, but talking about overtakes, it's not that, not that known for having good races. So,
I
what do
think
you think? What are the hot spots, to overtake? Like, what are the turns people should watch out for?
I think we're joined by just the right person to answer that question at the right time. Adil Chinoy, Maranello baby, welcome. Hello.
Hello everyone, how's it going?
Not bad. You had your Domino's delivery of your headset, obviously.
Yes. Luckily enough, it came just in time for the race start, so I couldn't be more excited.
Fantastic. Go ahead. I think that question probably
Yep.
suited for you
Well,
to answer.
this track, and I think particularly in this edition of the game by Dirty Air, plays a massive role. I think overtaking is definitely prevalent or heavy at turn one. You can see some overtakes in the run up to in the run up to turn three and four because that is now flat out. So if you get the right run on the car ahead of you, you could possibly overtake into turn four.
The
The
Fernando Alonso
second,
line, basically,
yeah,
around the
and
outside.
exactly around the outside, but I think around the and funnily enough, you do have to extend the exit of turn four as much as possible. So if you are around the outside, that's actually the optimal line in terms of carrying more speed, and that kind of turns towards the inside after that. The probably the weakest of the overtaking zones is the second DRS zone. It's the I think it's turn nine, which is that
Fan-
fast right-hander.
Yep.
That has a huge effect of dirty air on the car itself. So
Yep.
overtaking at the end, and it's a short DRS straight, so overtaking is almost impossible there.
Well, plus there's not much incentive, is it? Because you're entering the final sector, and the person behind is going to have DRS straight on the main straight. Okay, is it?
Yep. I think the second DRS straight is mainly to get a little closer to the car in front.
Absolutely. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned turn 5. That's one place I love just diving down the inside. It's just so easy and tempting to do so because cars normally the racing line is go wide at the entry
Yep.
and then cut back towards the inside of the exit at the hairpin.
That
But
is a
it's very,
fair
very
enough
tempting.
point. That's a fair enough point, but the reason I don't count turn five as too much of an overtaking zone because it is downhill, and you are risking a bit of your front wing if you dive a bit too late. But that being
Fair
said, yes, potentially we could see some exciting overtakes there.
Yeah, talking
Okay,
of.
I think we're all on the grid now, waiting for the lights to go out.
It's formation lab.
Yes. Do we know anything about the weather, guys?
Not really. Our telemetry has. It's not with us for today. But that's I think
I can
interesting
I
because
can
we
give
will not know. Yeah,
I can give you insider info. It's all clear weather itself.
disappointing.
So full sunny weather.
And 3 of our drivers have, I think they have disqualified back onto the grid because they may have collided with each other.
Have we seen any wet races? I think the only wet race we saw was Hanoi, right?
No, Tier-2 has had quite a few wet races. I think Australia to start with was
Yes.
heavy rain, wasn't it?
Why
I
should
think China
Tier
as
2
well.
go out fun?
China, Hanoi. I think most of the races so far Tier-2 has seen has had some rain.
You can't really say there was rain. I mean, people did pit for intermediates, but their choice was wrong. I mean, you could go on for the whole race on the dry tires. Some of them made the wrong decision. Maybe Jeff messed up the strategies, and
Well,
they
that's what
had
I mean.
to
I
come
mean,
back.
change in weather conditions. I mean, that's exactly what we want, right? Throwing people
Yeah,
off.
that's exactly. Yep, that's exactly what we want. And
So, guys, as we are about to end formation lap, Charles Leclerc might be at a really good place here right now because Harry and Anirudh are both on the grid and their tires must be really, really cold going into the turn 1.
Yep, I know about that.
So Charles Leclerc, I think would be having those right temperatures and might even get a better launch.
AC,
Yeah,
could
Harry
you
and
do me a
Anirudh.
favor and bring up the tire graphics?
Tire graphics, yes.
Yeah, Harry and Anirudh are both on the soft tires, I think. So
Yeah.
we've got Red Devil P1 on the softs, Then you got P2, P3 on the mediums, P4, P5 both disqualified from the formation lap on the softs. And Charlotte would be looking to make some gains, I think, on those two guys at the
Both the
start.
McLarens at the very end of the grid.
Ninja Zero doing his best to create that gap.
And everybody's lined up in the grid.
I'm excited to see Ninja Zero come through the grid. Hopefully he's going to show us a dominant performance.
Absolutely. Definitely looking forward to that. He's starting on the hard tires as well. Rebel in P12 too. So we've got 5 lights coming up. There's going to be a bit of a gap. And we go away. Fantastic start by Tani though. A great launch by the Renault. Currently still in P4. Actually, sorry, I was talking about...
It's almost 4 wide. And there's contact from the Ferrari. Taps the AlphaTauri going into turn 1. That is... and the Renault of Tani has, after a brilliant start, is now falling down.
Harry Rocks from P4. I think he was the Ferrari that spun out at the exit of turn 2. Dead last now, but Abarpan making all the advantage, taking the advantage of all the chaos at the start of the race, goes P1.
No, he's the slow Mercedes going at the end. Yeah. He also had an issue then. I mean, there was a glitch that it showed him in P1, but he's in fact second last.
Ninja meanwhile gained a lot of positions up. Also Faizan with him.
I saw Ninja going very close to Faizan. I'm not sure if I saw front wing piece flying off. Can we spectate Ninja? I hope
Yes.
his car is fine.
Both the McLarens had an amazing start,
like no
while the most unfortunate team right now is Ferrari, because B17 is 17th and Harry Rocks in 19th. And we don't know the extent of damage right now, but it would be really hard for them to score points this race.
Yeah, up front meanwhile, the Red Devil doing the best he can. It's already a second away from Captain Cheesecake. He has done everything he had to on the first lap, getting away unscathed along with Captain Cheesecake and Charles Leclerc. He's created that gap, so I think he can sort of breathe a sigh of relief a little bit and look to make that gap.
And you did mention that Charles Leclerc is in a prime position to get a good start, good launch, and that's exactly what happened. He is right up there already.
Give me one moment, please. I'm really
I mean, it is becoming a little bit in the sense of battle of the strategies like we saw yesterday. I think the leaders on softs, we can expect him to pull out maybe to a second or 2 seconds after about 5 laps. But then we're slowly going to see the medium runners really reel him in. Do you really think Red Devil has a chance at this race? Because in a lot of the top leagues, softs to hards is the strategy that is chosen.
So I'm not really sure how he is with time management. I probably should, given that he's in the Racing Point team. But I'm not really exactly sure what strategy he's going for. But at least for now, he would be slightly relieved that he's got away without any damage or any issues on the softer tire, and he's creating that gap. But he's not really able to pull away that much on the second lap, just 1.3 away from 1.1 last time across the start-finish straight. But I think for Captain Cheesecake, it's more about covering Charles Leclerc, who's on the same strategy right behind him, and not worry too much about the Red Devil.
Yeah. Can we hop on board Ninja Zero? He is now within 2/10 of washing powder, and he is really slicing and dicing the field apart. I think, unfortunately, he's in a Mercedes, and we're tired of seeing Mercedes dominate races, but this is kind of exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I do see a little bit of wheel banging. I think that was Davey being pushed slightly wide by the contact with Thermo. He loses a position.
Yeah, I hopefully no major damage done, but except losing his position. So onwards and upwards for him, I guess. He has shown some significant pace, but mainly in short bursts. I'm really hoping the Alpha of Soham can probably find the consistency that probably tie his entire race together.
Yeah, I agree. What would you be if you were Ninja Zero at this point? And this is the onboard from your point of view. What would you be hoping to see? Guys up front taking each other out?
I'd be hoping for some clean air right now. Given my hard tires aren't going to help me in the dirty air at all. But Ninja is a very capable driver, so as long as he can probably not burn out his ERS too much while going through the field, I think he'll be in a good position. And he's at 80% while going for a move on Nirma, so Let's see how he does.
I think he'll just sit back and take his time with this.
Yes.
There's no need to take unnecessary risk. I noticed he had a fantastic exit of the final corner to maintain just 2/10 gap. to the
That
car
being said, as you say, he should sit back. He goes down the inside of the Williams of washing powder Nirma. Brilliant.
I think that was washing powder just kind of going a little bit wide and just inviting Ninja to take that opportunity. That was just given on a plate to him.
Yep, and you can't do that to Ninja because he will take that chance.
Nirma does look immediately aggressive right now, sticking behind Ninja Zero right now. Let's see what the battle looks like, up front. Yeah, Dipanshu, you're saying something.
Yeah, so Altair and Anirudh exchanged position in the last lap on the main straight, as well as Captain Cheesecake could reduce his gap to just 3/10 to Red Devil on the main straight in the last lap. Again, he is on a charge on the main straight, so again he will close the gap to Red Devil. Seems like Red Devil does not have a very good straight line speed.
Yeah, or either that or the softs are sort of not being managed very well by him. That's almost a second to keep Captain Cheesecake gained on him. Ninja Zero, meanwhile, with DRS on, easy move down the main straight. And I think now he can sort of sit back a little bit with a bit of clean air up ahead. He doesn't have to worry too much about Thermo, who might just dive down the pits over the next few laps anyway.
Propi, I know you have do you have access to the telemetry data even if it's not there on the stream?
Yes, I have.
So, can you tell us if any of the drivers have damage, or any drivers would need to, let's say, spend next to 5 seconds in the pit lane changing their wing?
Yeah,
Because I didn't see too many drivers pitting off the start, so all in all, it looks fairly clean, but it didn't seem that way initially.
So,
yeah, I think Harry Rocks was the only person who picked up a bit of damage by running into the wall at the start.
So one thing is there that Cheesecake is heating his engine a lot, maybe running in a higher engine mode to get close to Red Devil because his engine is hot. Apart from that, everyone seems to be clear.
I can see the effect of the dirty air coming off the final corner for Captain Cheesecake. I think he was about 3/10 behind, and then just fell down to about 6/10 on the main straight, just not getting the exit that he probably wants to. I don't really think, being him, he should really be pushing that much, because just wait for another 2 laps and he'll be in P1.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just talking about how the third sector is, even though it's a slow sector, you're constantly at higher revs, so it is quite strenuous on your engine. So overheating is a major issue around this track.
Right now, Ninja is eyeing Thermo. Thermo's tires are completely dead. His front left is like 80% right now, so easy target for Ninja.
Profi, can you tell me the wear on Anirudh's tires? I think he came into the race with the most wear. I think he did 2 runs, 2 hot laps on the same set of soft tires, which
so
I don't
his
think
front
is
left
a good idea.
So his front left is only 52%. So it's still very appreciable tire wear.
That's quite impressive actually after 6 laps.
Yeah.
Anirudh is a very smooth driver. I've gone on board with him a few times, and it's really a joy to watch him race.
So Altair has disconnected from the session and has lost a couple of positions. I am trying to get him back. Let's see if we will get him back soon.
Yep. Talking about that, Thermo dives down into the pits, has significant amount of wear that will help Ninja Zero getting some clean air finally after like having some laps behind another driver. He's currently 4 seconds behind Tanny. Meanwhile, another move that was being made. I mean, Captain Cheesecake is still holding under 1 second, but not able to get that drag out of the car.
Gryphus, why do you think that is? Do you think Red Devil is just running a low drag setup, or is Captain Cheesecake not nailing that last sector and not getting close enough on the straight?
I will get back to that while a Mercedes is trying to make a move right where they crashed in 2016 in real life. And that's an amazing move. I mean, Vinek sort of left the space there, just like what happened with washing powder earlier. But talking about that, Mara, I do believe that, I mean, Dipanshu just mentioned that Captain Cheesecake is running a higher engine mode. At the same time,
why don't we go on board with him? Because I think they are approaching final few corners. There we go.
Yeah, and this time Captain Cheesecake is closer than he has been in past 3-4 laps. He has been conserving ERS all this time, having 94%, and just and yeah, see we can see that Red Devil used up all of his ERS just to keep that gap behind him. But it would be really difficult to keep Captain Cheesecake behind this lap if if he chooses to go and turn on the overtake mode.
Yeah, but Red Devil is actually doing the perfect job right now, because if you can keep the medium runners behind you till about lap 9, then you will get a sufficient undercut or a 2 to 3 lap undercut, and that will actually, and the hards, as we all know, have maybe about 3% of tire wear a lap. So even if Captain Cheesecake does have a few good laps and pit later, I don't think that he will get as much of an advantage by pitting after 3 laps as compared to pitting on lap 9 for Red Devil.
Oh, so Babarpan trying to squeeze inside on the inside of Faizan there, takes the outside line on this corner. Faizan has the inside line though. Yeah, Babarpan had to back off there just to give space, but Abhi 17 meanwhile getting help with all of this.
That was completely shut there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 5-Zan just not coming through here, man.
This McLaren Mercedes in 2021, not now.
Yeah.
Red Devil still keeping Captain Cheesecake behind even after 7 laps. Captain Cheesecake might be getting very frustrated with the fact that Red Devil is not coming in, but this time he might be very close. Red Devil takes the inside line and then calmly just moves on to the middle of the track. Captain Cheesecake still not getting that extra speed out of the car. I don't know why.
I've got to say, Red Devil was doing a fantastic job on those old tires. Still able to keep position, defend, think about his lines.
I was just going to say, yeah.
So Faizan has made a big train behind him, if you can see it. A big DRS train from him till almost the last.
17 goes on the inside, a very ambitious move there, and he takes out Abarpan on that occasion. I think Abarpan was also spun around by Abhi 17. Abhi 17 made a very rash move there. I mean, he was the third car in the train, and he tried to take both Faizan and Abarpan on that occasion. I'm not really sure what was he that frustrated or that desperate to make that move. I'm not really sure there.
I don't know, maybe he just thought it would look good on the stream, a double overtake coming into turn 1.
He's given us a few good shows, but not all of them worked out, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it was 3 wide going into that corner.
Vinay loses it coming out of the corner, that left-hander, and he's dropping now.
Our leader just made the move. Yep, leader has pitted just now.
Red Devil has done a fantastic job once again, because he's backed Captain Cheesecake up so much into Charleroi that he's now going to make both of them fight, and Captain Cheesecake also lose the position.
So, you guys were wanting a double overtake. Thermo just did a double overtake on both Rebel and Monk on the back DRS, second DRS straight. At the end of it, he just dived down on the inside.
Red Devil comes out ahead of Sohamde, I believe. Okay, just behind Sohamde and Washing Powder. That's the prime location. Although Anirudh had also pitted earlier, 1 lap earlier, and I think Anirudh is like 5 seconds behind Red Devil, so that is the amount of time lost. As I say that Abarpan still behind Dawn, takes the outside line. Dawn squeezes in the inside. Let's see who comes out of the top. Abarpan slightly just closed the door on Dawn. I'm not really sure.
And a half going into turn 1 by Abarpan, I think.
Yep. Captain Cheesecake, while losing the position to Charleroi, he must be the most frustrated man in this world right now.
Yeah, this is all playing into the hands of the likes of Ninja Zero and the Red Devil. And these two guys up front fighting with each other.
We'll have to see if Captain Cheesecake is able to make any progress. They are on equally old medium tires, so they are equal on performance at this moment. Captain Cheesecake might have a warmer engine than Charleroi, but Charleroi nicely just moved down the inside. We're gonna see a lot of action on turn 1 for sure.
And this is playing out very well for Red Devil.
Yep.
Very well. One problem I think with the dirty end in this game, it does tend to breed more warnings breed penalties. Captain Cheesecake has already picked up 3 seconds, and I think that may play into the hands of Charleroi and Red Devil towards the end of the race. As we say that Thermo around, he chooses the outside line with Faizan, which is interesting. But that was a no bullshit over there. You're not. I'm getting past it.
Yeah, I think he had enough. I think he's got about a good 2-3 laps. Captain Cheesecake picking up another 3 seconds. Not really having the best of days.
Oh well, sitting right now in P1, even though he has penalties, I can think of worse things to happen.
Casey, can I request you to just change from interval to gap to leaders? I just want to see how far back the Red Devil is. 31 seconds, so he's just right now teetering on the edge of making that undercut work.
It is 19.9 or 92 or 20.0 seconds for pit lane. So I'm not sure where he's lost. Red Devil's lost this time, but he is right now in battles of his own. So and it doesn't look like the hards are suiting his setup.
Yeah, or either that, or maybe he's just it's taking him 1 or 2 laps to just getting used to the hard tires or bringing them up to temperature.
Yep.
Plus, I think this last lap he was stuck behind Hyundai as well. So I think this should give him a little bit of clean air. But he certainly is right in the window of making the undercut work.
Definitely. But Captain Cheesecake, I think the second penalty gave him the kick in the pants he needed, because he now pulled up 1.2 seconds on Madhav. He's free of that DRS. And
I think he was quite desperate to make that push. He did also set the fastest lap of the race so far. I noticed. I'm pretty sure he does realize what position he's in and that he needs to push forward and secure that position.
Certainly. Let's look at positions gained so far. Who's been your driver of the day so far?
Ninja Zero and Red Devil, I think.
Faizan's not done too badly either. He's up 8 positions, but yes, Ninja Zero from P17 on the grid, starting on the hard tires, is now up in P4. So that's 13 positions gained.
I think that's all the experience of playing and racing coming in for him.
Yep. The upcoming battle between Ninja Zero and Danny is something we can look forward to. They used to go head to head, even in Tier-1 IRC last season. So it'll be kind of seeing old friends again. But I'm sure there's no love lost between both of them.
I'm sure.
Yep, that is there. Another thing is that if you look into the hindsight, Ninja is actually replacing Electric for this race, who hasn't managed to score a podium till now. I mean, he's been very close to it, but been very desperate to get that one. And if Ninja scores a podium, replacing him in the seat for this race, that's gonna hurt. Like, that's gonna break his heart really bad.
Well, yep.
So I think we are now in the pit stop window for the medium runners, and I think we've seen at least one person on the mediums pitting. But I wouldn't be surprised if the guys up front choose to make the pit stops now at the end of this lap. Can you just go on board with the Red Devil, Casey, if you don't mind? I just want to see if now that he's in clean air, if he's able to improve slightly. Yeah, so he's just matching his delta now. Okay.
Yep. Both the front leaders have pitted.
We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, somebody at the entry of turn 3.
Is there a VSC that we don't know about?
I think that's Vinay who kind of spun out at the turn 1 and 2. But I think he's fine. Just maybe lost track.
Can we go on board Red Devil? I want to see where he comes out as. Oh, and that is wheel to wheel with Madhav around the outside. That is great racing by both of them. Very respectful. And unfortunately for Red Devil, he has not made the undercut work.
Yep, Madhav, they're coming out with fresh set of hards. Red Devil is on 3 lap old hards there, so it might play in advantage of Shalak by the end of the race. Right now I think it would be fine, because hard tires, as we know, are very consistent, not too fast, not too slow. They're just consistent tires. They don't wear that much here.
There's not a lot between them though. Just over 2 seconds between the 3 drivers. So I think in a lap or two, Ninja Zero should be leading the race. Still quite a bit of time before he pits, I reckon. Do we have any clue about what strategy he's taken? Is he going hards to softs or hards to mediums?
I mean, that depends on how much wear he has, and we have to just judge by that if he's gonna, take these hards deeper and then go on softs by the end of the race, or maybe just pit earlier and then put on the medium tires.
Right now he has 46% maximum tire wear, front left.
Okay, so as we say, the Tanny comes out. Tanny also dived down into pitch. Tanny comes out behind Thermo there, or ahead of Thermo, I believe. Yeah, he came out ahead of Thermo on that occasion, and Tanny must be looking forward to catch up to Anirudh.
Right. It looks the tire options look very dull. With so many plain white colored on the right on the graphic. But yes, like Greifer said, it's a consistent tire. So obviously, I think choice. I think everyone is going to use the hards at some point today.
Purpan just set the fastest lap of the race on being P16 right now. He had that collision with who it was? Was it? I think that was Abhi17 and another driver.
And
So
Ninja Zero just responded. So, Propi, could you help us with the last couple of laps of Captain Cheesecake and Ninja? Because I want to see whether how much the hard tires of Ninja have degraded, and whether whether he's pulling away from the front crew, because he will be a factor at the end of this race on either mediums or heavy.
So even in the last lap, Ninja Zero pulled up 5/10 from Captain Cheesecake. Before that, it was a pit stop, and before that, Cheesecake was 500s, 1/10 faster than Ninja.
Okay, so game on basically. I think they are matching each other on these trading blows. But yes, 2 battles right now. I think things are quieting down around the grid, but a few battles to keep an eye on are Red Devil and Charles, and we see a yellow flag. Do we know where that is? That is in sector
I
2.
think it's a Renault.
It's a Renault or Red Bull? I think it was a Red Bull. I think Thermo had an incident, if I'm not wrong.
Not
Yeah,
sure. I think they've collected themselves whenever they were.
yeah. So yeah, I
talking
like
about
to think.
Ninja,
Yeah, go ahead.
him being in the mix. Do you think how much of it I think is playing on his mind? Do you think is playing on his mind? The fact that he knows now that if he takes the pit stop, he's going to come around, let's say P6 or P6 certainly, not P7, and then he's going to have to clear. He's going to be on the quicker tire, but that's a good 5 cars ahead of him to clear.
I
And
would
the
say
way the likes of Red Devil and Charles are going wheel to wheel, lap after lap, that's going to be a tall order.
it certainly is, but I think if you look at his setup and the way he set up his car, it is a slightly low drag setup, and he's able to. He's gained 13 positions in the first inning. Overtaking is not a problem for him today, but I think he's going to come out behind Anirudh. That'll put him into P5, and if they are on used hard tires, Ninja should have the pace advantage of about 8/10 to a second for the initial 5 to 6 laps, and then have advantage of about 5/10 for the remainder of the race. I definitely think he's going to be close enough and they'll be able to breeze past people. The only outlier here would be DRS trains, and I don't see any right now.
sticking behind Faizan, not able again. I mean, drivers are struggling to, get that. It's like you gain all that time on the DRS straight, and then all of a sudden, for the whole lap, you're just losing in the dirty air, and that just happens, keeps going on. I mean, we saw that with Captain Cheesecake certainly sticking behind Red Devil all this time, and it's going to be really difficult for Ninja if he comes into the pits and he has to clear, as BlackSheep said, right, that he has to clear a good 6 cars. It might be an issue. I mean, although he's on faster tires, it is still some overtakes he has to do.
Casey, we haven't heard from you in a while. How are you enjoying the race? I think Casey's. Yeah, there we go.
I'm
it
so
just me, or
sorry,
is the stream
I was
down?
muted for a
there
while.
Yeah. How are you enjoying the race so far, Casey? What are your highlights?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Ninja, just being Ninja. I'm enjoying his race quite a lot. Yeah, for me, he's the driver of the day, hands down.
Well,
Can
talking
we
about
go-
Ninja,
Yeah.
I noticed that he pulled away a second over the last 2 laps from Captain Cheesecake, so those tyres certainly are not dead, even though they're 17 laps old. And we do know that the hard tyres don't really seem to lose a lot of time, even if they are worn. Sorry, Marath, go ahead. You were saying something.
I was just saying, can we go on board Washing Powder? I believe he is lining up Rebel. And I think this would be an interesting battle to watch.
About what BlackSheep said about Ninja, I think Hearts can go about 20 to 22 laps, so still 2 to 3 laps more for Ninja to, I think, use those tires at its best.
Casey, do you feel that tire wear is actually different with different fuel loads? In this game, I know in real life it is, but in this game, do you feel that the tire wear is significantly affected by the amount of fuel you have on board?
I'm not quite sure because I've never really looked into that sort of thing, but I don't think that affects a lot on tire wear. What do you think?
No, I'm just wondering is because the drop-off for the mediums is about 13 laps, and Ninja could have quitted right now and taken the mediums 14 laps with a lighter fuel load. So I definitely feel that tire wear is marginally better, maybe 1 lap extra than you would on heavy fuel.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, if you are able to do, say, 8 laps on the softs to begin with on full fuel, then I guess towards the end of the race you can take those softs with lighter fuel to around about 9 or 10 laps maybe.
You can, I think, underfuel the car on this track because it's easy to save in the first, in the corners of sector 3 especially. You can go on lean and just use full throttle like most of the time when you're on the lean, so you have all the traction but less fuel consumption.
Yep.
Yeah, you're certainly right.
So I'm just trying to calculate. I think Ninja has gained a position.
Oh, Faizan made a very outrageous dive bomb there. That made Don spin around facing the wrong side of the track. He has to join safely, but that was a very, very outrageous move.
Yeah, sadly, Dawn does reset the track, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's mistakes all around. I think 5-Zen was too ambitious on the dive bomb, and Dawn, of course, not rejoining safely. So probably not the model 5 seconds of the stream that we want to see. But, it happens to the best.
More reports for the stewards.
So Faizan, I think he was a bit, and he still is, I think, a bit too ambitious
I'd
after
say
his
that
pit
is an
stop.
illegal overtake for Faizan, going outside of the track. And then,
I mean, that was certainly gaining an advantage here.
yeah.
Romain Grosjean line, turn 1, 2, 3.
Or Hamilton in Mexico. But
Oh,
either way,
okay.
Ninja Zero has pitted, and he is out in P4, crucially ahead of Danny. So we won't see the head-to-head battle between Ninja and Danny. But what a brilliant first stint! I mean, the pace he had towards the end of that hard stint has really set him up for the win today. Because I think the moment he's exited that pit lane, he is up for the win.
Madhav got
Absolutely.
second. That's going to hamper his podium chances today.
Can we check the warnings or penalties that Red Devil and Ninja Zero have?
Yes.
I think Ninja has 1 3-second penalty, if I'm not wrong, I noticed.
So Red Devil has one. Yeah. Charles just got one, and Cheesecake has quite a lot of penalties. Ninja has
Ninja
two.
has 2 as well.
Yeah.
That is going to be a deciding factor
So,
because
yeah.
Ninja.
One more, actually, one more warning from Ninja, and that's going to be a 3rd penalty for him.
But that being said, he's already half a second behind Red Devil, and he probably will get a brilliant exit going onto the straight. So, yeah, I think let's see who's got the fastest straight line speed, the 2019 or the 2020.
He has a lot of VRS saved up, blasting it all on that straight. Goes fast, Red Devil, very easy move.
Well before
Yeah,
the
just
zone.
well before the braking zone itself, there was no contention at all.
You know what? I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Grimus.
No, I just mentioned that Ninja Zero now into the podium places already with around 11 laps to go.
Yes, and with the pace, and considering he was already pulling out 6/10 on used mediums, you can expect that his pure pace will put him about over a second or 1.3 seconds quicker than the cars ahead of him. Even if he does pick up the third penalty, I think that is going to be what makes the race interesting, because on pure pace and on track, I don't think that Madhav or Captain Cheesecake would be able to hold him back for too long.
Yeah, I think he will be finishing around about 7 or 8 seconds, I guess, on track, ahead of Captain Cheesecake or whoever's in P2. If
Well,
he
we
does
all
get
know Madhav knows where to place his car when he defends. So as long as Ninja can get by while his tires are still in their prime, we should not see much of a battle.
Meanwhile, within 1 second of Anirudh there, he has, as I mentioned earlier, when Tiny came out of the pits, he has to, make up to all that gap he has to Anirudh, and now he finds himself right behind Anirudh. Anirudh on 14 lap old hard tires, he's on half of that, so he must be in a very good place to overtake him very soon.
Yep. And he's lining it up for that turn 3-4. I think. Yeah.
I think he's just a bit too far back.
Yep, it would require a very very brave move for him to even think of overtaking in the sector 2 and sector 3. I mean he can just wait and hold back and just overtake him on the start finish straight. That would be the wise
Ninja's
move.
got up to Charles Leclerc in the DRS zone right now.
He just at the fastest second
Fastest,
sector.
yeah, middle sector. He is on
Rebel
charge right
is
now.
al- Sorry, could we jump on board Rebel real quick? He's less than a tenth behind Monk. And there he goes. There's the overtake.
Spot on.
Perfect timing, Casey.
And
Skate through.
We might have another overtake
Lining up
happening
for
here.
another
Ninja has saved up all his ERS and DRS, and he will go and make the move on Charles Leclerc. Now Charles Leclerc takes the inside line. Ninja on the outside. Let's see if Ninja is able to make the move before the corner ends. Charles Leclerc trying to keep his own, but has to give way to Ninja. Maybe he will try to cut back and try to make a move back, but yeah, it's difficult on
He
these.
will be able to. I think good racing by both of them. Enough room given to each other. I did notice at the exit of the final corner, Ninja picked up another penalty.
Yep. So now I think the race has been made exciting by that final penalty. I would hate to say that, but I always prefer it when things are decided on track. But the way Ninja is flying today, I think that's what we need.
Well, that's essentially a net 6 seconds disadvantage, isn't it, to Charles Leclerc? And I'm pretty sure he'll be able to pull away more than 6 seconds by the end of the race.
Yeah, all that Charles Leclerc has to do at this point is just to maintain that gap behind them. No need to fight with them. So Hyundai meanwhile goes on the inside of Washing Powder. Washing Powder is actually giving a lot of space to drivers, who are trying to overtake him there. Again, left the room.
I feel so bad for him. That's the
Just as
second
you
time someone has done Soham has done that to him
Uh,
at the same corner.
In pursuit of making race cleaner, he's just like, okay, take the place.
Stayed in the DRS zone and is lining up for a move. Will he go for it? Yes, he goes on the outside.
I think Charles Leclerc has a lower downforce setup, then he's getting a lot of speed on the straight.
No, I think it was the ERS. He's on 10% ERS. I think he was just desperately pushing just to continue to stay within ERS range.
I mean, he must know about the penalty situation of Ninja and Captain, because Captain Cheesecake and Ninja both have, a lot more penalty than Charles Leclerc. So if he can just keep it and just eat the DRS and slipstream of Madhav, he can, of Ninja, he can just, take this like till the end.
A friendly tap from Rebel to Faizan for the illegal overtakes today.
He's just making him aware that okay, I am there and please let me go cleanly.
Alright guys, let's jump on board to the top 3.
What
Washing
happened?
Powder, they're giving more than enough room once again, I think.
I think he had a spin, or
Yeah,
he
he-
had a bit of
I
yeah.
think they went,
Yeah.
must have on the turn 1 run of area probably.
I really want-
Yeah?
I'll be taking this very cautiously if I was Rebel.
I really want to know what setup Faizan is on, because that car was
Proceed at your own
definitely.
risk.
Okay,
This
so
is a
top 3
very-
now. within DRS range of each other. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Zach, right?
Ninja has had made a move on Captain Cheesecake now. Ninja will have the inside line, but Captain Cheesecake will try to stick on the inside.
Fantastic cutback by Captain
Yep.
Cheesecake.
Definitely.
Ninja is still there around the outside.
Using that
It's the
grip
grip
from
of those fresh
mediums,
mediums just coming into play.
I think Captain Cheesecake with amazing, like just trying to keep right beside Ninja, not leaving him enough room there. But at the end of the day, he has to give way to Ninja. We are having an amazing battle on our hands now. P1, P2, and P3, and even Red Devil will catch up to them. Maybe, not really sure about that, but these three are having a blast.
When was the last time, guys, we saw P1, P2, P3 go wheel to wheel with each
That's
other?
12 seconds of penalties now.
Ninja got another penalty. So Captain Cheesecake and Shalakluck must be aware of the penalty situation around them.
So this now is starting to become a little bit tricky for Ninja because he's got to pull away 9 seconds now from Cheesecake and Shallow Leg.
In 7 laps.
Correct.
That is not an easy feat
and
against
Rebel
any driver.
finally goes past Faidan.
And crucially before the braking zone.
Yep, that's for the P10 final points finishing position.
Yep. What are some of the other battles happening right now? Because I'm sure Ninja will pull away a little bit during this and the next few laps. What are some of the other battles? I think Faizan and Rebel is retired? What has happened?
Oh yeah,
I
he
think
came
Rebel
last
had a
there.
spin. Yep.
Ah,
I think he must have touched the grass or clipped the grass on the outside of turn 4 at the exit.
this
Yep.
VSC is terrible for Ninja. He needs the entire race distance and more to pull away. What is going to happen? Would Ninja lose his lose his podium as a result of this?
I believe so, because we have to see the penalty situation for Red Devil in this case.
Well, if Red Devil is close enough, then he might, yeah. Because he's only on
Red Devil
one
good
penalty,
getting
isn't
the
it?
podium today.
So
Yeah.
he's, again, Ninja has to be 9 seconds clear of Red Devil to
Yep.
secure his podium.
Would this be the first podium for Captain Cheesecake and Red Devil if they get one
I think so, yeah.
in Tier 2? Yeah, it might be first for both of them. And that is an amazing thing. Like, we are seeing new drivers just winning and taking podiums, and that is good for the league. And good racing by everyone here,
Ninja gets a really good go, and I think he gets one. Still keeping Captain Cheesecake in the DRS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shalakluck
yeah.
is in a very good position right now. Just he kept keeping enough penalties, not making any mistakes. Lining up to behind Captain Cheesecake, he will not get past on this occasion. Maybe next lap, he will just try to, again. All that Shalakluck has to do at this point is just to get the slipstream and stay behind them, not lose that 1 second gap. Doesn't need to make the moves because he knows that the driver ahead has more penalties. So if he can just keep behind the 1 and 2, he can actually win the race.
Meanwhile, Danny getting past Anirudh. Good move, and
Yep,
the
finally.
Dirty are just pushing him off the track there.
So this is exactly what Ninja was hoping for. That Captain Cheesecake and Charlotte get involved in a battle of their own.
He's managed to.
It has given him a second clear on this lap already.
So
Yep.
if Charles Leclerc and Captain Cheesecake fight here, this is going to be really good for Ninja. 'Cause
Yep, certainly.
if
That's
they
exactly
slow
what he's
themselves
hoping
down
for.
enough, and even if they bring in Red Devil, that could be playing in Ninja's hand.
I don't see the position swap happening between Captain Cheesecake and Ninja. If something has to happen, then Shalakluck will jump either one or two of them. But I don't see, because they have almost equal number of penalties there. Ninja and Cheesecake, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Almost, I think it's just 3 seconds. I think Ninja has 3 seconds more, I believe. But
Guys, can we jump on board with, I think, washing powder? I think?
Yep.
I'm looking at the 3 cars in sector 3. I'm trying to figure out.
Three, I think, it's
There's a bit of a
Rambo.
train in sector 3.
So
These are AIs, okay.
Alta has disconnected.
That was me hoping for a good battle.
yeah, I think Altair has been disconnected for the major part of the race, I think.
Yes. So an update on the penalties. So Ninja has 12, Captain Cheesecake has 6, Shalalak has 1, means 3 seconds, and Red Devil also has 3 seconds.
It's very interesting saying that the leaders have more penalties than the drivers in third and fourth place. They just have to keep that gap in. That's all they have to do at this
So I
point.
think they're approaching the lapped cars.
So Ninja has to be, what, 6 seconds clear of Captain Cheesecake? And 12 seconds clear of 9 seconds clear of Alalak, with
Yes.
4 laps to go.
That is a very, very difficult feat
Motion
to achieve.
powder.
I am now tilting to the side of him not getting a podium actually altogether. So it's starting to look a bit more difficult for him. And we know the hard tires, they become quicker. Whilst Ninja might be starting to just about now. I think
Oh no!
there's a bit of time.
Shara Clark takes the inside line there. Very, very outrageous. I mean, that was a very, optimistic
Ambitious.
move. Yep.
Do you think he was thrown out a little bit by the lapped AI cars?
I
Yeah, I
do
think that
think
was
so,
not
yeah.
exactly ideal for the AI cars, or sorry, not for the black
markers.
markers to be holding up, or at least distracting the front runners.
Yep. Tell me about it. I know about all of that from the race yesterday.
Something
Yeah.
which we have faced earlier in other races as well. Happens sometimes, but okay.
Casey, did you see my nice wiggle when I passed you? Just as a nice thank you or gesture of appreciation for letting me pass, or
I actually did not notice it, but I'm gonna check the recording to confirm.
that would be awesome.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
I think
battling
that was-
news. I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah,
In this occasion, Harry has to give way to Red Devil, right?
We
Because he is
landed
lapped right
second.
now, and I think that there's another car right behind Harry. Who's that? I think that is Nirma. Is it?
Yeah, Nirma. So
Yep.
they have their own
Yep.
battle going on, but he has to let his teammate go. Be a good lad. Oh,
I mean, it is basically it's helping Red Devil to get all the, get the DRS, and then just reduce the gap to
As
Shalakla.
well. I think he's pulled away 6 seconds now from Charlotte.
so Anirudh got
Yep.
his place back from Danny. Kept
Can you
inside that
quickly
1
go
second
on?
gap.
Casey, can you quickly have the gaps as leader? I want to see the gap from Ninja right now as they stand. So we have around 3 and 5, 6. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be very dicey. Who wins the race at this moment. Because he's still like just 2 laps to go. He has to create a lot of gap to Captain Cheesecake at least, if not Red Devil and Shalakla.
Well, he's almost up till 4 seconds, so 2 more to go in the last 2 laps.
this is
Yeah,
this is
take it.
possible, folks. This is actually possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing finish, top 4 battling for the win. Amazing. I mean, at this point, we don't even know who's gonna finish out of the podium places from the 4 of them.
This is what Formula One should be. FIA, take a note.
Yeah. Why? Stewart should not resolve any incidents during the race. They should do after the race, like once they hand it over through the line, and then everyone just goes up and down.
And I'm not in agreement with that, but okay. A very unconventional line through that corner. The grass route, basically.
I am struggling. I'm looking at the track map and I'm struggling to figure out which have a legitimate battle versus lap
Yeah.
cars.
No, you're struggling because even the lap cars are having the fight of their own. That's why.
Yeah.
It's multiple battles going on different laps.
Guys,
I
Ninja is now 7 tenths away from creating the gap he needs on Captain Cheesecake. So that will be 1 position secured, I think. He's got to worry about the 9 seconds to Charlotte and Red Devil.
So
For now, I think
6.3
Madhav-
seconds between
Captain Cheesecake has disconnected, I think.
Oh no.
Yep.
That is so
No,
bad for him.
That is a shame. That is a massive.
That is a shame that he disconnected out of the race just before, just 1 lap. Because I was thinking, why such a huge gap? I mean, it's not like he's losing so much of his tires and Charlie is making the move. Captain Cheesecake now down to P4. Very, very disappointing from him. But again, we have Red Devil and Charlie fighting for that for the 2 podium.
Hold on.
spots.
This is gonna play into Ninja's hands perfectly. If Red Devil can hold up Charlotte for about a second, Ninja does have that delta to gain a 7, 8 tenths or whatever it is.
Well, he still needs to gain 1.8 seconds by the end of the lap on Charlotte.
It's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good for
I mean,
Ninja.
the gap's increasing, so he's doing everything he can.
Yes,
Red
I
Devil.
expect a dive bomb at the end of the straight from Red Devil. But if he knows about the penalty situation, he probably won't because won't take any risks.
Well, as it stands, I think Red Devil is looking set for the win here. I think.
I
If
think
I'm
Mark
not wrong.
is. I think Shalala is.
Actually, Shalala got another 3 second a couple of laps back.
Exactly.
Then it's gonna play in the hands of Ninja.
It's the last
And
lap.
Red.
Ninja coming across
Ninja
the
comes
line.
to
Across the
He's
line, wins
pulled
the
away.
race on track. We'll have to see what happens behind them. Red Devil still trying to
It's the
squeeze
race to
past
the
Red Devil
finish
picks up a
line.
penalty on the final corner.
And Ninja.
And Red Devil finishes just with. Oh my god, that is so close.
That is a win gone away from Red Devil. He picked up a 3 second penalty at the final
That
corner.
is
He would have
such
been
a-
P1.
He would have been P1.
P1, yes.
Yeah, he could have been P1 if he did not pick up that penalty in the last
Oh,
corner.
that is.
What was
But-
he doing, man? What were you doing, Red Devil?
You had one job, not to get a penalty. That's what I said, right? It's all about just keeping it clean, knowing the penalties other drivers have, and just keeping it clean so that you win on penalties. You don't have to fight and win on track, and that's what he chose the other one.
I'm not in his position, but I'm frustrated on his behalf somehow. Surely you would have known what penalties Shalalak and Ninja are on. I mean, just stay back and keep it clean, man.
Another driver I'm disappointed is Captain Cheesecake. I mean, he was in a prime place again.
Yep.
Having less penalties than Ninja, but then disconnecting like 2 laps before the race, and that is unfortunate again.
Oh, that is. Well, congratulations to Ninja. I think we'll get them on our chat, on our VCs to interview our top 3 today. And that's race over. Spanish GP done.
Yep.
I
So
hope
it's
you
Ninja.
guys enjoyed this race because I surely did.
Certainly.
Oh,
I want to
and-
give mention to Tani as well, finishing P5.
yep. He's coming after a long break. Coming
Alright,
back to racing.
So we're gonna have Ninja and Charles Leclerc as well as
Ninja, I think our driver of the day. For sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I would disagree. If a driver comes from 17 to P1, why is that important driver of the day?
Yes. Yes.
So he also gets the fastest lap, which is
and Red Devil. I'll get him in as well. I can't see him anyway. See, BlackSheep, can you tell him to join voice channel so that we can drag him?
He's left the Racing Point VC as well. I can't see him there.
quickly
I have to call him.
gonna go through so many penalties today. Like, wow, that's a lot of warnings for a race.
Yep. So we do have Ninja and Leclerc here. We'll have Red Devil shortly with us for the interviews, but let us just start with the race winner right there. I mean, you accumulated so many penalties. What was going in your mind for the last the last half of the race? Ninja.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was for me.
Dude, I just said.
Yeah, I was not paying attention. Sorry about that. Yeah, but obviously I didn't have any practice in this game at all. Like the only practice I had is like half an hour before the race, I would say. So yeah, the consistency around penalties and stuff was not gonna be anyways in my favor. But yeah, I tried to manage it in the pace.
So I want to ask Ninja, round about lap 28, 29 to lap 33, when you had Cheesecake and the Red Devil and Charlotte right behind you in your DRS range, and then you got that VSC, remember? What were you thinking when the VSC ended and you had everybody a few tenths behind?
For a second I thought the VSC probably made me like slow down because that could be a point where if I couldn't push enough, probably drop
Yeah.
the penalties. But
Exactly.
at the same time, I was kind of saving with energy and stuff. So I was like, anyways, I have few less left and plenty of energy. So I was like, let's use it, like go all out.
Sorry, go ahead, Ninja.
Yeah, so I was just saying like the VSC helped me regain my ERS and I tried to even save some fuel how much I could and all the last few laps I was just pushing. Like wherever I need to push, I was just pushing like max. Just that's it.
Do you know? Do you know that the Red Devil was in the range to take the win, and he picked up a penalty at the very final corner? That was very, very close for you.
I actually didn't notice that. Honest, I was so tired already. Like my hands were actually paining at one point. So
Okay, we'll come along to the Red Devil later on, but congratulations, Ninja. Great drive.
yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Just tell us a bit more, just from my point of view. You picked up, I think, 7 positions on your first lap. Was there a lot of carnage at turn 1? There was not a lot of damage, but
Turn
people
two,
just
there
going off
was
the
a
track.
bit of a mess, I would say.
Fair enough.
Moving on to you, Red Devil. I think
Yep.
Shall I
I
look first?
sorry before I move to before I move to Madhav, Madhav had a brilliant race. Congratulations, Madhav. But before I do that, Red Devil, are you aware that you lost the race on the last corner?
Yes, I got the 3-second penalty. I was just pushing too hard and I took the corner.
So why
Oh,
were
well,
you pushing too hard at the final
I,
lap?
I didn't know how much penalties Madhav had, so I wanted to get the position on the track.
fair enough. That's a pure racer, ladies and gentlemen. But
Yeah.
Madhav, congratulations. P2. I'm sure that you would have felt P1 was on the cards, but this is still a very, very good result. What was going through your mind in the first stint? Did you want to battle Captain Cheesecake, or were you just intentionally staying behind to make sure that the undercut by Red Devil did not work?
I was just staying behind. I think it was Red Devil and Captain Cheesecake in front of me. I was just
Yep.
letting them fight so they would lose time. And that would eventually help me towards the pit stop in the undercut. So that was
I
my
think that
plan
did work
in the
out,
first
didn't it?
thing.
I
Yeah.
think you were right behind Captain Cheesecake just as the Red Devil went into the pits.
And when I came out of the pits, Red Devil was almost alongside me, but I managed to keep the position.
Yeah, that was quite close going into turn 1.
Yeah.
On that note, I want to ask
So
Red
I
Devil
didn't
as well.
expect to gain so many places on the first lap. Like there was some carnage going on turn 1.
Definitely. We have Red Devil still with us. Yes, I want to ask you. We were all wondering if you were struggling with your hard tires when you took that pit stop, just to
Me?
get them on momentum. Yes.
I, I mean, I didn't struggle at the start. My struggle was at like the last end of the race.
So I'm asking that question because I would have hoped that you would have made the undercut work on Captain Cheesecake and Shalalek, but
Yeah,
when they
like
took pit
when I
stops,
was
you were
following,
sort of alongside them.
yeah, but then after that in the dirty air, I lost it at one place, so there I lost some time.
Right, I see. Okay. Great. Anybody else with any more questions?
Yes. I mean, not a question, but Ninja Zero. It was a pleasure to see you slicing through the field. Unfortunately, we were just seeing a Mercedes win again. But when do you think that you are going to take the leap and join as a full-time driver?
I have many future plans in my real life, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I'll try to squeeze it in if I could.
I can't see you wait to take off in your career.
Ninja, I have a
I don't
question
see
for you.
Yeah, sure.
How many seconds of penalties did you have at the end?
I think 12. I think 9 to 12.
12.
12.
And
Yeah, he had 12.
I had 6 seconds. Oh, that would
Yeah,
have been really close.
I was keeping track on Fridays. That's why the last few laps I had to push a lot.
Well, great
I
job,
was just
everyone.
hoping Red Devil had a 6-second penalty and then it came true on the last corner.
Yeah, that was very, very, very close. In
Alright.
any case, great race,
Congrats
guys.
to
Very
Ninja
entertaining,
and
especially. I mean, it's
Devil.
fantastic to see after a very long time people fighting wheel to wheel up front for most of the race. That was just a pleasure to watch, as Amara mentioned as well. If there's nothing else to cover, guys, can we wrap it up?
Ouch.